Hello and welcome back to Anime-chan. I can't believe I finally made it to the very end of One Punch Man Season 1. And unlike most of you, I don't have to wait years and years for the next season to come out, because Season 2 is coming out, as far as I know, in April. So I just feel so happy that I don't have to wait. I know that most of you had to wait such a long time, but honestly, all jokes aside, this anime is worth the wait, and I'm sure most of you will agree. Wow, before I get into my review, I just want to give a big shout out. Today's shout out goes to all my patrons. Every single one of you, thank you so much for making this channel possible. And I just want to share a short little story. If you don't want to listen to the story, find the reaction highlights. In the description, there is a link, so you can go watch that. But for those of you that do want to listen to this little story, it's just, I want to express my gratitude for my patrons, because yesterday I was able to say no to an opportunity which was nothing other than, I don't know what to call it, bullshit, daylight robbery. A certain very reputable app approached me about some kind of collaboration, and I have collaborated with them before on my other channel, my first channel, and they used to pay us, a normal amount for the collab and whatever. And yesterday they wanted to pay me, if I say peanuts, I literally mean they wanted to pay me as much as they pay monkeys at zoos. That is how I felt. I felt like they saw me as this. I mean, I know I only have 11,000 subscribers, but the amount of work that they expected me to put in for this collaboration, for the amount that they were wanting to pay, I feel like it was absolutely ridiculous. And if there are any other creators watching this right now, whether you're an artist or whether you're digital artist or singer or whatever, we have to start at the bottom. I realize that, but you also have to know what you're worth. And if you feel like, whoa, the amount of work I need to put in for this is not worth my time, you are allowed to say no to opportunities that pay you absolute bullshit. And I just want to say thank you to my patrons today, and to everyone on YouTube who likes these videos and comments. That helps a lot too. I just want to say thank you to you guys, because I was able to say no to an opportunity that was going to underpay me as a creator, and I would not have been able to do that if it wasn't for everyone who supports me on Patreon, here on YouTube, every single person watching right now, everyone that always is sending bits and subscribing on Twitch. You guys don't understand how insanely grateful I am that I get to spend 4 hours, instead of working on what they wanted me to work on, 4 or more hours, I get to spend those 4 hours on another video for this channel. I can use that time to stream. I can do so much more, and then it would just feel so much better than to have degraded myself to accept that opportunity and have done that for that little. If you're thinking of an amount, half it, a quarter of that, literally. But okay, enough negativity. It's actually not negative. I'm totally focusing on the positive, the fact that you guys support me, my reviews, my reactions, the time that I spend on streaming and planning and all of that. I just thank you. Okay, now for the finale review. I want to start off, as I like starting off many of my reviews, with reading one comment. I've already read it, but I'm going to read it again because I think it brings up some interesting things that I want to talk about in this review. Okay, the comment says, "I can't believe it. This awesome anime has finally come to its end. From the beginning of the series, the webtoon version, I knew that this kind of manga genre will explode. Saitama, bold assness, probably the most badass if you compare to most MCs. I tried to search a manga or anime that has this kind of MC, but all of them just grow stronger in the last minutes." That is true for many anime, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but I think this person and I like how this takes a completely different approach. By the way, I can't find people that has the same hairstyle like Saitama. if this anime suddenly turned to Dragon Ball Z, I'm sure we're at episode 1000 plus now. Also, if you watch carefully, this episode's fighting was like real 3D fighting. I don't agree with that, but I'm reading it because I want to talk about it. The reason why Boros lost, because he has so much hair. So I wanted to read this because I thought it was really funny comparing Saitama, who is literally One Punch Man from episode 1, to many other anime where it's all about the growth of the heroes. And that's not a bad thing, but it's just One Punch Man is such a refreshing approach to this genre. It really makes it stand out a lot, and I think a lot of the series' success is due to the fact that it's not necessarily about the growth of the character. It's literally, he's already the strongest of the strong, and they build the story around that. So I think that unique approach is definitely why the anime is so beloved. Also wanted to point out the funny, I didn't realize that, but might be part of why the creator chose to make Saitama bald there. Sorry for that weird pronunciation. For example, Dragon Ball Z, if I'm not mistaken, I used to be a big fan. Don't know when and why I stopped watching, but as far as I remember, their hair just always got bigger and bigger and bigger. I was like, as if their power was contained in their hair, much like with that Bible story of Simon, who when his hair got cut, he wasn't strong anymore. It's so funny because of training so hard, his hair literally fell out. He was bald, and not only the hair equals strength, funny trope, also because so often the hero or the MC is this really handsome guy with really good looking hair and like all that kind of stuff, and Saitama is literally bald. It's just funny. This anime is such a perfect parody. But it doesn't, how do I explain this? It doesn't limit itself to being a parody. It's a parody of the whole superhero genre, kind of, but at the same time, the story is of such a good quality, it doesn't have to be just pigeonholed as a parody. Like, for example, Konosuba is kind of a parody of the isekai genre, and it's funny, it's a perfect parody. We love the characters, but it's not necessarily about the story. Like, he has this whole, he's supposed to defeat this thing, but each episode is kind of just like fun to watch, and the characters are fun to watch, and da. Whereas One Punch Man has, to me, in my opinion, has got this super strong storyline. So that's what I mean when I say it is a parody, but it also goes so deep. And I just really enjoy that approach. Like, I don't think there's many anime, movies, series that can both be a parody of a genre and actually be one of the best anime in that genre. I think that's a better way to put it. I hope that makes sense to you all. Okay, this comment says, Madhouse, as of this day, my life rests within your hands. I will gladly offer you my firstborn for a second season if you need. And of course, please don't make us wait as long as we do for goddamn SNK. I don't know what SNK is, but I think you did wait as long as you waited for the goddamn SNK. These comments were posted 3 years ago, so I'm not exactly sure when One Punch Man ended. I as far as I thought, it was about 4 years ago, but seeing the comments all be from 3 years ago, maybe, let's see. When did One Punch Man come out? One Punch Man's first season aired in Japan between October 5th, 2015 and December 21. So 2015, it ended at the end of 2015. So 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019. So it started October, so it's been just over 3 years, which I guess isn't super long to wait. I mean, it's long. It's longer than I'd want to wait, but I mean, it's not 6 years. Here's an interesting question that I think we talked about in the Discord as well. So if you guys do have Discord, definitely find my Discord link in the description below. It is a combined fandom, but there's an otaku role. So a ton of otaku fam in there if you guys want to join. And this is one of the questions that was discussed in the chat. Is Saitama stronger than Goku? Oh my god, I'm going to flip this table because of this answer. Saitama is not stronger than Goku, nor is he the strongest character in fiction. He is not saying otherwise. He's not saying otherwise is exaggerating his power. Saitama being a joke character has no meaning on his power. Saitama is not invincible. He took damage from Boros, who is planet star level. That is the most ridiculous answer. I don't care if you do think Goku is stronger than Saitama, but that is a ridiculous answer. You can't just say he's a joke character, his power has no meaning. Like, fuck that bullshit. I just said the exact opposite of that. Even though this is a parody anime, it holds its own in this genre. And can't really say that he's stronger than Goku because I haven't watched Dragon Ball Z in quite some time. But you can't answer it that quickly and just say, no, he's a joke character. No, that opinion is not valid. Some opinions are just not valid. No, but there are opinions that I take more seriously than others. At least make a good argument when you do share your opinion. You can't just say he's a joke character. No, he won't be. Like, that to me, you're not going to convince anyone of anything. Sharing an opinion isn't supposed to try and convince anyone of anything, but you at least have to have a good reason, you know, if that makes sense. And like I said, I'm not the best person who can argue specifically for this because I don't remember a lot of Dragon Ball Z. But I do not think that Saitama would be, if he would be beaten by Goku, I do not think it would be easy. It would not be an easy fight for Goku. Goku would have to go into that, I don't know, that training world where one day is 100,000 years, and he'll have to go in there for like 3 days. Just even hope of defeating Saitama. No, I'm kidding, but I would like to hear your arguments, and then maybe by season 2 I will have a better argument for this. Maybe I should go back and watch some Dragon Ball Z and see if I can, maybe at least the last season, and see if I can make a good argument as well. So yeah, I think that's like the question of the day. Do you think that Saitama could beat Goku, or do you think the fight would be evened out, or do you think wada? Share your thoughts on that. Now, this is going to be a little bit hard because I need to share my review of this episode as well as my thoughts on the series as a whole. Let's go Annie list. You guys know my favorite thing to do after watching an episode is update my Annie list. Another golden star on the chart. Okay, One Punch Man. Let's see. Story. I think an 8 is a fair score for this. A very good storyline. Characters, I would give the characters a 10. How do I define it giving a 10? A 10 is when I look at something, for example, a category or a series as a whole, and I would not change a thing. Like, for example, characters in One Punch Man is perfect for One Punch Man. There was no moment where I felt like, oh, I would change this about that character, or I would have added another character like this. There were a ton of characters, and they were all actually very well fleshed out. I think that's kind of the point. All these villains and heroes in this world, I don't want to compare, but there have been other anime where there are a lot of characters, and I feel like some of them are just kind of like skimmed over, and like they're not as good as these characters in One Punch Man. So based on my personal opinion, I think all the characters that needed focusing on, they focused on. They fleshed out a lot of different characters. The main characters are awesome, and I wouldn't change a thing about them. So that's my 10 characters. 10. Okay, visuals, once again I would actually give it 10 because I wouldn't change anything about it. Actually, specifically in this final episode, the visuals were overwhelmingly good. Like, the fight and everything, it was just done so perfectly, and it gives you this almost this comic feel, like in certain instances. And for example, in like the last episode where with the Deep Sea King, each different fight almost had a different feel to it that was like it felt like its own little world in every fight. So I just feel like the visuals reflect the story and the characters very, very well, but there is still this, it doesn't change too much. There's still this golden thread of anime style to it, and I just really loved everything about the visuals. Audio, I'm gonna go with a 9. I would have given it a 10 if the ending song was better. I really dislike the ending song. I don't get the feel of it. At the end of every episode, I was just like, oh, end this ending song. But the voice acting was great. The music had me so hyped. So it's a 9 from me. And enjoyment, definitely a 9. A strong 9. And that gives the anime an overall score of 9.2. This episode itself was a 5 out of 5 punches from me. The only complaint that I have is that it's over. That's the only complaint that I have. Like, I want more. Like, give me... I need more of Tornado Girl. I need more Saitama, Genos. Fucking give me Sonic. There's so much more that I want from this. So that would be my only complaint. That it's too short. I feel like they can... I don't know how long season 2 is going to be, but I wish it was like a 24 episode season. I doubt that it will be, but this is the... I would actually want to read the manga. Like, I would love to read the manga. Damn it, I just don't have time. But maybe after season 2, if they're going to make us wait that long for season 3, then I'll just jump in at the manga, depending on how much how far they get with season 2. Really looking forward to it. We never saw the Blizzard girl. So I think someone said Blizzard is Tornado Girl's sister, which technically maybe is kind of like a spoiler, but it doesn't really that's what I like about One Punch Man. Like, you always know how it's gonna end, but the enjoyment is in seeing, like, you know what I'm saying? The enjoyment is in the anime itself, so nothing can really be spoiled. So I really love that about the anime. How did this episode make me feel? Just hyped. I was a little bit shook. I didn't understand why Saitama kind of kept taking the punches. Like, it was like he was almost... I would have understood more if he was, like, having fun with the fights. But at the same time, they can't have done that because this guy literally destroyed a whole city. You can't have fun with a guy like that. But I also understand, like, they can't just have the fight over like that. So it was almost kind of like, maybe Saitama was just, whoa, this guy's really strong. Maybe he was holding back a bit and not sure how to approach the fight. Or I guess that's the only part that I haven't been able to make sense of in my mind yet. The story part of my mind can't make sense of it. But the other part of my mind, which analyzes the anime, it realizes that he couldn't just he couldn't just go all in right away, because then the fight would have been over too soon. We wouldn't have gotten all those amazing visuals. So that part of my brain can understand it, but this part of my brain can't understand yet. Like, why would he hold back in the beginning and only really go full out at the end? It was like, I don't know. That's the only thing maybe that I would critique a little bit, because it kind of like he didn't say anything. He just, like, I wish Saitama would have given me a reason for not going full out from the beginning. There was one moment when I felt like, now I get it, but then it went on a little bit longer again. The one part where Saitama said, "Bidi bidi bidi bidi," like, you just keep talking. Let's just finish the fight. Like, that kind of maybe explained it for me. But yeah, overall, awesome episode, awesome series. Had a lot of fun watching it with you guys. A little bit sad that I have to do the Daily Motion thing, and I can't share my reaction highlights on YouTube because of I guess the bigger an anime gets, the more strict they are with copyright. I'm not sure. But at least I can share my reviews here and read you guys' thoughts, and you can see the reaction highlights on Daily Motion. If you want to see the full reaction of all of One Punch Man from episode 1 to 12, I think. Wait, let me just double check if I have all the episodes. Let me just quickly read through for you guys. If you were thinking of becoming a level 2 patron, you would get immediately Slime episode 14 to 19. One Punch Man episode 1 to 12, yes. Promised Neverland 1 to 5, Shield Hero 1 to 6, Dororo 1 to 6, Fairy Tail 14 to 18, Saga of Tanya the Evil 1 to 7, and Attack on Titan I'm starting within about a week for patrons, level 2 patrons, and that is the full reaction of all those episodes. and everything that I'll continue to do. Thank you guys so much for being on this One Punch Man journey with me. I've enjoyed it thoroughly, and it makes me more excited for other superhero anime like My Hero Academia. So yeah, that's I think this is really one of those, it's at the pinnacle of its genre. I just loved this anime. I would love to hear your thoughts on the final episode and on the series as a whole. How much are you looking forward to season 2? And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.